Hello, Leanne.
Hello, Amber.
Now, for everybody who is watching and eavesdropping into our conversation, Leanne Woff, the Queen, you are the Queen. I'd just like to do a quick intro, bit of a bio for Leanne. Leanne Woff is an online business manager and integrator, an OBM coach, and the driving force behind the powerhouse operations, systems, and growth agency, Audacious Empires.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Leanne and her team have quickly become known as the empire builder's secret weapon, delivering and implementing advanced and cutting-edge business strategies and systems for their clients to achieve next-level growth and operations excellence. Leanne is on a mission to not only transform the way online businesses are run, but she's here to support the growth, skills upgrade, and earning potential of OBMs and the industry as a whole. That's an
affirmative
statement.
Statement, and I'm determined.
It's great. It's so good. Now, I have been I'm going to say hashtag blessed, because there is no other way to describe it but to learn from you. Obviously, for me, I have been a student of the OBM Academy, and I know what you're made of as a teacher, and you are great. So, Leanne, tell me, who are you behind the screen?
Behind the screen, is there one of those? Yes,
there is.
There is, and she's quite a busy lady.
She is. She collects children, I heard.
I do. I have 6 tiny people, and I have 2 sets of twins, and I have 2 foster babies, and they control my world a lot of the time.
They do. Kids have that effect on people.
They do. They do. No, so my life is, I call my life triage. So behind the scenes, I am the triage manager. And there's a special word for them. What are they called? There's a special name. Anyway, I do not do it as well as the actual triage people. But it is very much a blend of my family, my European, my background is European, Maltese. So we're big on family and extended family and food, and my immediate family, my little people, my husband, my dog, and then my life, my work. So I don't like to distinguish too much between all the different things or put things in buckets, because I actually really enjoy what I do. And I am of the opinion that if I want to work because I want to learn something new, I want to do something, blah, 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 I shouldn't have to wait until Monday for that to be a thing, because I am an avid learner. I would rather do it when I want to do it. So I don't have definitions like that, but I do have things that don't feed into workland at all. Like when I go and have Mexican nights and drink strawberry margaritas with my friends.
Stop it.
So good. Yeah, and no, not like a little thing, like fishbowl, sombrero, like
what?
Happiest place ever.
This is a place in Melbourne, obviously.
It's at any Taco Bill.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes they give you the fishbowl, but they don't give you the hat. And so then you got to say, hey, doesn't this come with a hat? And they say, oh, yeah. And then they go get it. Because it's not the same without the hat. Half the reason I buy this is for the hat.
It tastes more Mexican if I have a hat. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. So let us look at you then from a business perspective.
Yes.
Tell me about Audacious.
So, Audacious, Chloe will smack me and you for calling it Audacious, because we are Audacious Empires. We are not AE, we are not Audacious, we are not anything else. We are Audacious Empires, and I get in lots of trouble for not using both words. We're Audacious Empires, and this came about after being in an admin VA for a little while. And my background, my parents always owned a business. They owned an automotive repair shop. I literally grew up. That was existent my whole life. I grew up in that. And then when I decided I was going to be a VA, I applied the different things that I saw from business land to that. And at that time, the VA industry wasn't as prevalent as it is right now. And there were still lots of people in the industry who were hobby based. Oh, I'll just do this and see how it goes. And, it wasn't really their prime focus for generating income.
How long ago was that?
Structure. This was in 2012, October
Wow.
2012. Yep. And so I just naturally, I honestly, let's be frank, I didn't really think about the whole, okay, should I run a business? Should I create a business? Should I blah, blah, blah? I just went, oh, that sounds like something I can do. Let's see how this works. And
just
then if I
stepped into it.
Yeah, I just did it. And then because I applied my business principles that I'd always seen, I treated it that way, I got quite a lot of traction fairly quickly. So I stood out quite fast and I learned a lot and I really liked it. And so as I was doing that, I was having babies in between. And then once I had the second set of twins, my boys, I decided, okay, you've got to decide, do you want to, because before that I kept it small deliberately. And then I said, okay, you've got to decide if you're doing this, you're going to do it properly, Leanne, or what do you want to do? But I actually really liked it. And so it was like, no, I want to do this. And then I started to get really frustrated because I was compared to offshore, so not in Australia, virtual assistants. And so it's a whole different ball game. It's a different type of service, different skill sets, different time zones. And I did not like having to explain why I was different all the time. And then explaining the way that I work and the things that I do, someone said to me, it's because you're not admin, you're an OBM. And I went, right. And so then I became Audacious Empires. I rebranded everything. And I came up with my neon sign of badass business management for empire builders. And
and that couldn't have been any well said.
Well, at the time I was a bit like, am I allowed to say this? And because too, it was all about what will your audience resonate with and what's the right way to put it. And I'm just like, I don't want to build a business that is all about someone else. I want people to know what they're going to get, and what they're going to get is me. And I want to be direct and driven. And I say words like badass. I don't want to have this friction, and I want something that feels good when I wear it.
Yeah.
So then I started Audacious Empires and really honed in on the OBM side of things and working with course creators and speakers and authors and service providers. I actually think about it now, I'm like, we actually have a lot of service-based businesses that we work with, overhauling the way business looks and runs for them, which is not something that I ever really thought that's exactly who I'm going after. But I've always just worked with people I know that I can help and can have an impact for. So that's Audacious Empires.
Does that make it hard for you if you have a client who comes to you? Are you very big on your personable connection in that case? Like if you don't actually connect, do you go, you know what, I can see that I can help them, but you don't have that personality connection? Do you find that kind of maybe limits you with that? Or are you happy to just go, you know what, we don't align, I don't think that I could see this going forward?
So I definitely think that there has to be a level of that connection, and it can be in different forms. And so it comes down to communication and understanding. If we can communicate and we can understand each other, then usually we'll go ahead and it will be fine. But if it already feels like before we've even done anything, that it's just this is already hard work,
Yep.
then my answer is no. And I generally will find someone else that may suit that person, because I really believe too, if you just take on work because it's there and yeah, I have the skill, but if it's going to cause friction and it's going to be strenuous, I don't think the outcome is ever as good anyway. And I don't think it's worth my time or their time. Like, go and work with someone where you're going to have an amazing experience just because you are a better fit for them.
Yep.
Like,
energy is huge. Yeah. And especially if you've got to expel it too, because it will affect you mentally.
yes.
If you feel the drag. Yes. Anyway. So if we were to then look at your whole business in itself, what is the thing that you enjoy most about what you do?
Oh, I like fixing problems.
You're a good problem fixer. I see it. So if anybody has problems that need fixing, like Leanne's the place to come. What is one thing then in your business that you have got from it that you never expected? Like whether that be a personal thing where you've experienced something and you've gone, oh gosh, that was great, or it could be in business, like that was I never expected that could come my way.
I never expected to have the reputation that I have, like to actually have, every time I get told that, oh, that's a really unique way to think about it, or I've not seen someone do it like that before, or, which I do get told that a lot. And at the beginning, I just didn't believe it. But now I'm like, it actually is valid. So especially stemming from like when I was growing up, and you get told, oh, you're bossy, or you're too opinionated, or you're this, or you're that. And then walking into a business where all of a sudden people are saying they're the benefits, they're the things, like having just that flipped on its head, I never expected that, or never really expected to stand out in any way. And then just meeting the connections and the networks and the people, like being able to talk to someone in another state or across the country, and then you almost forget that you haven't actually met them in real life.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it?
Like,
you become so connected. And it's like I'm going to go, like, just even COVID, I think, changed the whole nature of business from that perspective. Oh my Lord. You forget. Yes, you do. What has been your biggest lesson in business then?
My biggest lesson comes from everything else in my world, which is people come first, always. And I live it and I breathe it. And quite often I will not make what is black and white for someone else in decision making based on money or based on strategy or based on whatever. I always start with people and end with people. And so that just comes naturally to me. And I think I learnt that that's a good thing. It's not well, you have to be hard and you have to be whatever. Like, you can actually run a business and be a business owner and have a team and actually value the humans. And that's a two-way street. Like, I value you, you value me, and it has a really interesting impact, especially in a client relationship and in an employee relationship. Like, it is, I think, different to the traditional way of running things. But I've learned that I enjoy that. I like it better. Yeah.
The people-centric. Yeah. Understand. Do you, I suppose everybody in business experiences a level of overwhelm, especially when you've got a team. How do you handle that? What do you find? What do you do to find the mental balance, to be able to reduce your overwhelm, to be able to handle everything, like especially when you do have you've got a team, you've got multiple clients on the go, you've got an incredible academy that you are running as well, so you've got students and everything. How do you handle all of that?
Sometimes not as gracefully as I would like. But I'm also pretty good at knowing what my limit is. And I am not black and white with a lot of things. So I know when it's crunch time or there's something that is really important or matters to me a lot, if that means that I'm working till 11 o'clock at night for 3 nights that week, I'm actually okay with that, as long as then I know. But the trade-off is this. Like, this is not what I'm in business to do, and it's not what I promote. But if it's something that I want enough, I'm also going to not do it.
Yeah.
If I feel like I can. And then the payoff might be, yeah, cool, but I'm going to not work on Monday and Tuesday next week.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that might be. So it is that helps me manage overwhelm, knowing what my limits are and what I'm actually okay with.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes too, we go by the standard of what everybody else is okay with or thinks should happen. And we get overwhelmed with even just thinking about what decision is the right decision or how to handle something. And if I do realize there is a lot on my plate and I'm not going to be able to do all of this, or I don't feel good, I start thinking about what it is, where the pressure is coming from. And then I make choices.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that there is ever one way to do something. And I think that life happens. And sometimes when things change or, you're just fried, that you have to change your plan.
Yeah.
And, a long time ago, not even a long time ago, I learned that when my head is in the game and I'm happy and well and healthy, like the way that I show up and the things that I do are far greater than if I'm stressed or if I feel like I just have to do this, I just have to do this. And if I actually step away and get some air, then come back, I do what I need to do faster and better.
Yep. You create some space.
Yeah.
Yep. If I was to, just say I'm a brand new virtual assistant. Okay. Hello. Yes. Hello.
You be Amber.
Yes. Here I am. Brand new. I am wanting to spread my wings. I need to know how I can get out there and network and market myself. What advice would you give me as a brand new person into the industry?
Okay. Hello, brand new Amber. I would say go and join Virtually Yours Virtual Assistants.
Ooh.
Rosie,
yep,
runs that. I put her second to none in terms of VA communities, networks, understanding starting a VA business and growing a VA business, and from a perspective of she will tell you what you need to know and then she'll kick your butt so you do it.
She's a great coach.
She's amazing.
And mentor. Yeah. So we are both graduates of Viva.
I don't think you're ever a graduate. Like,
you're continuing.
I just live there.
Yeah. Yes, it's true. You just become a part of the village. Yeah. You find your spot, your little hut, and you're there. Yeah.
Yes. So I would say join Viva. I would say ask questions. Ask so many questions, because everybody else, we're all in the same boat. And sometimes you'll have a question that I still don't have the answer to, and I've just been waiting for someone to ask that question to get my answer. And the best way to build connections is to be helpful. And the more connections that you have, the less intimidating everything is.
Yeah, that's so true. It builds your confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's massive. In your opinion, then, what is the most important personality trait or strength that someone could have, do you think, to survive long term in our industry?
In our industry, it is more than anything dedication and willingness to learn and adapt. So
yeah,
I remember when I was a new VA, and I remember thinking, I don't think I'd even got my first client yet. And I remember standing there thinking, oh, what if it's not going to work? And I used to think that a lot. Like, I just want to know if it's going to work. I don't care how long it takes. I just want to know if it will. And then it occurred to me that, well, hang on a second. You go around, you meet people, you say who you are, you say what you do, and you keep talking to people. And I said, eventually, as long as I don't give up and I keep doing that, this has to work.
Yep.
Because more people will start to know that this is Leanne and this is what she does. And it is just a matter of waiting it out.
Yep. So, persistence. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. It's really challenging in that aspect, I think, because, you know, we see so many messages around, you know, oh, it's only this time, you know, or it's this, or if you just do this, you're going to do it, and, you know, like you'll be successful, you know, 6 or 10 weeks, but everybody has a different level of success.
Yeah.
And everybody has different availabilities, and everybody has got everything is different for every person. But persistence is the one thing that will get us to our destination.
Yep. And I think that's part of it too, is knowing where you want to go, or having some idea, and being okay with how you get there. Like, it just is. Life is life, people is people, and it all is about who you meet, when you meet them, what they're doing, what you're doing, how it, like, all of those things matters, and you can't control that.
Yeah.
So, and being open to be flexible. Okay, what you tried this week didn't work. Try something else next week.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a constant, I've just failed, or I'm too scared to try this because what if that's the right thing? Like, you do what you do, and you try to get the best result from it. Like, that's all. And if the market changes, or if, you know, there's not a lot of work going on this week, or there's a global financial crisis, like, recognize all of that and don't take it as a reflection of, well, you should just give up, or it's because of you. Which I think is why networking is so important too, because you can talk to other people and they can go, yeah, same thing over here.
Yep.
Gives you a level of insight.
Absolutely. And it's and I think if we think right now, so October 2023, we look at everything that's happening across the globe, it's not, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of talk, a lot of noise online about, you know, the effect of business right now, and people are scaling back in so many aspects. But I think it's also, you know, for us in an industry where we have this capacity to spread our wings and reach out to people literally and go, well, you know what, I'm not just here for one person to work 35 hours a week. I can sit here and I can help 10 people at 3 hours a week. You know, we've got this ability, and that's a massive benefit to what we do in our industry here. So, my little rant.
No, I agree. I really, really do. I think it's totally valid. And I think that sometimes too, if we're just sitting there thinking, I just want the one client that's going to fix everything, then go get a job. That's your one client, if that's what you want. But if you're running a VA business, like, you are running a business, and there's variety, and there's awesomeness about having variety. And as long as you put in the systems in place to keep presenting yourself as a business and keep a lead pipeline flowing and things like that, then it'll pay off anyway. It just looks different.
Yeah. And that's like a normal thing. And I think there's so much fear around, oh my goodness, I've just lost my biggest client, or all my eggs were in that basket, and we've forgotten to diversify everything that we're doing. Like, we'll drop the ball on our marketing and we'll go, no, we're all here. And then we just go, oh, we don't need to continue marketing ourselves, or I can let my newsletter stop, or stop talking about what it is that I do, or stop attending networking events, or, I'm not seeing that I'm getting a return and no one's contacting me. Well, am I actually even active on LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever it might be?
Yes. Yes.
On a personal level.
Yes, Amber.
What are you most passionate about when it comes to looking after yourself as a mum, as a business owner? Tell me how you take care of Leanne in amongst all of this.
All of this is surround myself with decent people. And I know that I am an extreme extrovert in the genuine definition of an extrovert. I am filled up by my interaction with human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that even if I am tired or can't be bothered or whatever, and kind of just want to laze around in my house, even though that's not really a thing, if I don't
definitely not with 6 kids.
No, if I don't go and see the people, I am much worse off. And because I know that, like, I make time. So at least once a week, I will go and hang out with one of my friends, at least. Because if I don't, I know that I am going to be cranky and tired and stressed, and it is exponential. Whereas doing that and getting out of my everyday world and just getting to be Leanne in however way I wish to appear, it connects me back in with the things that bring me life. Yep. And so I do that, and I make time for that, even when I don't feel like it, because I know that's what I need.
Yep. Fill your joy cup.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Miss Thing, tell me, where can all of our people find you online?
Online, you can find me pretty much anywhere at Leanne Woff or at Audacious Empires. Like, whichever platform you're hanging out on, you'll be able to find me in those manners. Except TikTok, which is a whole other story.
You've got 3,000 children. I'm sure one of them can get you smashing TikTok. So my 8-year-old he sat there this morning and gave me a good rundown on what it was that I should be sharing online.
Excellent.
Dad jokes. So yes. Yeah, all the dad jokes. He came at me with heaps of them. So you need, they've got the pointers apparently.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, I will put all of Leanne's links in the notes. So if anybody would like to connect, you know where to find Leanne. And as usual, it's good to see you.
Thank you so much, Amber. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.